A president's journey. Where do I begin to talk about the president? How about the starting point to the end? Using images from the most recent race. There are a series of events leading up to the presidential race. First, potential candidates formed exploratory committees or announced their candidates. Among phases of presidential race, the nomination contest for presidential election is the most important one. In the nomination contest, the Republican Party and Democratic parties will each determine the candidate for presidency based on a series of state-by-state primary elections, including caucuses and primaries. Iowa caucus and the New Hampshire primary are the first two major events in the nomination process, serving as the winners or veins for the fate of the candidates. The next big event is the so-called Super Tuesday, when primary elections will be held in 22 states, including New York and California, whose combined population accounts for half of the United States. By that time, since most states will have held primary elections, the nomination race will largely be settled. There will be some irregular primary elections, but they will not impact the final result. The two parties will each hold a convention, formally announcing respective candidates, announcing for president and vice president and their policy platforms. Finally, all 50 states and the District of Columbia will hold elections to select members of the Electoral College. The selected members of the Electoral College results. The winner of the U.S. presidential race will merge that night. The president's term of office begins at noon on January 20th of the year following the election. This date, known as Inauguration Day, marks the beginning of the 4-year terms of both the president and the vice president. Before executing the powers of the office, a president is constitutionally required to take the presidential oath. Then off to the White House for the 4 years of serving the United States of America. On January 20th, 2009, Barack Obama became the 44th and current president. The President of the United States is the head of state and head of government of the United States. The President leads the executive branch of the federal government and is the Commander-in-Chief of the Army and Navy of the United States. The President also directs U.S. foreign policy. Through the Department of State and the Department of Defense, the President is responsible for the protection of America's abroad and foreign nationals in the United States. The President also has the power to nominate federal judges and the members of the United States Courts of Appeals and the Supreme Court of the United States, but requires Senate confirmation. Additionally, the President earns a $400,000 annual salary along with a $50,000 annual expense account, a $100,000 non-taxable travel account, and a $19,000 for entertainment. Presidential amenities. Naval Support Facility Thurmont, known as Camp David, is a mountain-based military camp in Frederick County, Maryland, used as a country retreat and for high alert protection of the President and his guests. Blair House, located adjacent to the old executive office building at the White House complex and Lafayette Park, is a complex of 4 connected townhouses exceeding 700,000 square feet of floor space, which serves as the president's official guest house and as a secondary residence for the president if needed. For ground travel, the president uses the presidential state car, which is an armored limousine built on a heavily modified Cadillac basis. Long-distance travel for the President is Air Force One while the President is on board. The President also uses the United States Marine Corps helicopter, designated Marine One, when the President is aboard. At the end of the 4-year term, the President receives a pension and Secret Service protection. This story is very important information of the President's journey and job. Congratulations, 44th President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama. I wish you much success in your 4-year term and good luck to another term.